Those dudes carry around like machetes. Like that's their deal.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, in Sumba, that's like your rite of passage. When you become an adult, you're given a
okay.
knife.
It's not the machete that we typically know, but machete-like, but more
Yeah, and it slides into a wood sleeve, and they wear it in their like kind of sarong kind of tie that they wear around their waist.
Wow.
And every guy walks around with one.
After like age 12 or 14?
I think it's a little older, yeah, it's like 14 or 15.
Okay.
So it's at first you're like, dude, everyone's carrying a knife.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But then they use it for everything. Like, oh yeah, they're gonna make some shade over here. And they all just pull out their knives, start chopping down little sticks and cutting branches off, and next thing you know, they just make a shade. And then you see a guy like, you know, doing something with his car, and he's got his like knife out. You know,
yeah. It's the Swiss Army of Indonesia.
Yeah.
That's funny. So Sumba, like part of the film, you talk about helping out and how that makes the waves sweeter.
Since I've been here, I notice everybody's walking long distances to carry the water back to the village. And
from here to the spring well, maybe 3 kilometers, maybe 3-4 times a day.
We stayed in a surf camp that was there, and the guy who runs the surf camp, he started the Sumba Foundation, which their goal, their resort is actually a very green resort, and they started the Sumba Foundation to help get water to all the surrounding villages around the surf camp, and he gives, you know, he obviously employs a lot of them, and so he's trying to really like give back to the whole environment around his camp. So we stayed there, and with that, you know, there was this, he kind of just passed around this like little pamphlet as like, they have these well digging projects that they do, and you can sponsor a well kind of on any different level you want. So I talked to Bob Hurley about it, who's my boss and sponsor, and he was into it. He was like, yeah, let's do it, let's sponsor a well. So I came back, the second time I came back, it must have been a month later, and I reconnected with the Sumba Foundation people, and they were like, yeah, like it's all in the works, you know? And so they just kind of took me out there, and I don't think they thought I was gonna like really get into the whole process, but I'm like, hey, I'm here, you know? It's pretty heavy. Like when you're driving through Sumba, you see people walking down the street with big buckets of water on their head, walking like crazy distances for water. And it's one of those things, like when I got home, like you turn the sink on and you're just like, wow. You know? And you just think of these people, like they do this 3 or 4 times a day. They walk a couple miles to carry water for just your everyday use, whether it's to wash your hands, and you look at these kids in the village, and they just live in the dirt, and they have cuts, and there's malaria everywhere, and it's just like real simple things like water make a huge difference.
Right.
The difference between a village that had like access to water and a village that didn't was like night and day, you know? Like the ones that had to walk miles and they'd only get a bucket of water compared to the ones that were being supplied by one of the wells. It was like, you know, you'd see the kids down there bathing, you know, that now they can just go there, fill their bucket up, stand there and bathe, and, you know. So
there's a health component, probably even self-respect, and I mean, must be economic as well. If you're walking 8-10 miles a day to pick up water, you don't have time to do other things. It's the women and children that are walking these distances. The men are working or doing what they're doing. And so, yeah, you spend, how much time of your day? Yeah, lots. Like that's crazy. I help out with this group called Charity Water. They raise money to try to drill wells all over. So I love the concept. And what I understand also is that part of it is maybe less in this situation, but often women will get raped, or there'll be sort of violence in that trekking. And even on an educational front, they end up missing school, and often the young women. So it just like that well hits so many levels that it's crazy. It's just an important important thing.